Hi, so now we'll revise together how we write cause-effect essay, and we will see an example. We will write an example together about effects of immigration. Now, before I start my writing, I have to organize my ideas. I have to get ideas in order to write about them. So I can do like this table. This table is for me. I, as a student, my teacher will not see it. It's just to organize my ideas. So I think, what are the effects of immigration? If people immigrate to another country, how does that affect them? We have positive results, we have negative. We will write all of them. Whatever comes into our mind, we write it here. So people immigrate, they leave their country and they travel to another country to live there in order to have better living conditions, to have better life. Okay, for example, they may go to get better education. They may go to there to get better jobs. Okay, work يعني. They may go there, for example, in order to get more money. These are positive effects. We have negative effects. For example, some people go and they live and work in unsafe environment, especially illegal immigrants that we saw in the last video, illegal immigrants who go and they do not have passport or papers, so they just live anywhere in order not to be caught by the policeman. Hello. When I want to write my essay, of course I cannot write about all of them in one essay, so I choose two things, at least two or more. Two effects are enough. I want to write about have better living conditions, and I want to write about better education. I can choose any two of them. Now I want to start with my essay. I start with an introduction, and as I told you before, the best introduction is from general to specific. يعني, I start by general definition. What do we mean by immigration? So, immigration is leaving one's country in order to live in a new place or in a new country. Point, I don't forget that. Then I continue. I can give here statistics, percentage. 90% of people who live in poor countries immigrate to more developed places. Okay, places في عندها developed places متطورة أكتر. Then I can give a quotation. I create a quotation. For example, I can say, my uncle told us before he immigrated to France, for example, that he did not want to leave Lebanon, but he must take this step. Okay, quotation. My uncle said that. Now I have to write my thesis statement. In my thesis statement, I have to mention what is the essay about. Immigration has many effects, like, okay, as I told you, I'm writing about effects of immigration, so I have to mention that in the thesis statement. Immigration has many effects. If I want to write about the causes, I change this. Immigration has many causes. And I go back to the table. I decided to write about having better living conditions and having better education. So I mention what I will write in the essay. I have to mention them, the two ideas in the thesis statement, like having better living conditions and getting better education. Okay, so if you notice here, the first paragraph should be about having better living conditions. The second paragraph should be about getting better education. Now I'm writing an essay, not a paragraph. I finished my introduction. I move to a new paragraph. بعمل indentation. Okay, so having the first idea, it's here, having better living conditions. So having better living conditions, or I will start by education. Let me switch them. So like getting better education, because education lets me have better living conditions. Better living conditions. Now, so getting better education. Now I want to write about, if you notice, if I want to start my paragraph with getting better education, the thesis statement getting better education should be first. اللي بحطها هون بالأول I start with it. Okay? Getting better education is one of the effects of immigration. So this is my topic sentence, the main idea of the paragraph. Now, this paragraph, all of it should be about getting better education. I do not start by for example, but I have to give a fact بالأول. I have to say مثلا many Lebanese students leave the country to study in universities around the world. So I'm giving a fact. Now I can give an example. For example, my brother immigrated to USA in order to, for example, to get higher education. Higher education, yani to learn at university. Okay, so I give the topic sentence, I give a fact, I give an example about the fact, then I give another fact. Also, some students get scholarships, some smart students get scholarships منحة يعني, okay, to study abroad in another country. I can give example or I can give statistics. 70% of Lebanese students who get high grades in the official exams are able to have a scholarship are able to have a scholarship, so they decide to leave the country or to leave Lebanon in order to study in a university in another country for free, because those who take scholarships, they study for free, they do not pay anything. So topic sentence, the first fact example, the second fact example, and then I finish my paragraph by giving a concluding sentence. Okay, concluding sentence to summarize all this paragraph, or I can rewrite the topic sentence in the concluding sentence. So I can say I so many young people immigrate in order to study in I used universities many times, so I will use another thing, in order to study in other countries where they can pay less money. Okay, so I summarized everything. Now I go to the second paragraph. The second paragraph, if I go back to the thesis statement, it should be about having better living conditions. I start by having better living conditions. Okay, the same thing is one, is another, لأنه I used one, is another effect of immigration. I give a fact, okay? In poor countries where people can't easily pay the bills of electricity, فاتورة يعني, or water, comma, they prefer to leave for another country where these things are for free. Okay, so in poor countries where people can't easily pay the bills of electricity or water, let me use here, people prefer to leave for another country where these things are for free. Now I can give an example. Okay, مثلا, for example, all the Lebanese families have a son or a daughter who is an immigrant to help them get enough money, or to help their parents get enough money to pay for everything. Okay, so كل families عندهم حدا who is an immigrant in another country who sent them money in order to pay for things. Now I give another fact. Okay, for example, some people immigrate from their country and go to Germany, for example, because the German government give aids, help, يعني donations to families. Okay, so this is a fact. I can give an example. For example, our neighbor who has our neighbor who has 5 children preferred to live in Germany because he gets 100 euros from the government there. Okay, now I write a concluding sentence. Before I write a concluding sentence, so topic sentence, which is the main idea, I give the first fact, I give an example about it, I give the second fact, I give an example about it. هون I can use instance instead of example. Instance means example, but in order not to have repetition. So I write the concluding sentence. Okay, so many immigrants and other people who leave the country dream of having better lives in another country. Okay, so this is the topic sentence. Before I move to the conclusion, let's look here. So we have